Race car drivers are not supposed to be feared. In fact, they embrace the danger and the unknown. It is what separates them from other professional athletes in sports. But what if I told you that there is a place that sends a cold chill down the spines of these adrenaline junkies, a track in which surviving is considered a win? But on the other side, this track, while it does strike fear to the drivers, also strikes opportunity for one more push to victory lane, a track that can save your season and maybe your career. For one driver in Denny Hamlin, you have a calming weekend, but for 39 other drivers and 7 playoff drivers, it is time to come face to face with your fear at Talladega. Welcome to the second race in the round of 8 as MDK RaceDay presents the Yellawood 500 from the Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. And the temperature currently right now is not looking the best, should say the weather here in Talladega. We're currently going through a shower at the racetrack, but temperature and the weather should go up and clear up by the time we go racing. Green flag scheduled for 2:05 p.m. Eastern time on NBC and streaming on Peacock. That 61% chance of rain should not be a worry when we go race time. There is a slight wind 9 mile an hour west through the racetrack. Wind gusts can get up to as high as 27 miles per hour. And welcome everyone back to episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jet. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It is time for the most unknown race of the NASCAR playoffs, the track that anything can happen. If you're in it, you can win it. Of course, we're talking about Talladega. Now, like I said, Denny Hamlin is the only driver that is safe following his 60th career win in the NASCAR Cup Series last Sunday at Las Vegas. And I believe for the 4th time, he now advances to the championship 4 at Phoenix. So he's the only one that's chilling. The other 7 playoff drivers, though, yeah, let's just say they woke up today feeling a little bit nervous. Now in second place is Kyle Larson sitting at plus 35 above the cut line. Christopher Bell plus 20. Chase Briscoe holds the final spot 50 points ahead of William Byron. Chase Elliott in 6th, minus 23. Minus 24 is the defending champion Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney with his last place crash at Vegas sits 8th, minus 31 points below the cut line. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR and proud sponsor of the Busch Light Polo Award, given to the fastest driver each NASCAR Cup Series event. Busch Light congratulates Michael McDowell for his 8th career Cup Series pole and his 535th career start. It's his 2nd pole of 2025, his 3rd at Talladega, and sweeps the Talladega poles of 2025 with a speed of 182.466 miles per hour. Since 2020, Busch Beer has invested more than $50 million in becoming a premier sponsor of the NASCAR Cup Series. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 2025 Yellawood 500 from Talladega. Of the top 10, only 3 are occupied by playoff drivers. To the outside of Michael McDowell is once again Mr. Saturday, Chase Briscoe in the 19 ride. Row 2 is a pair of Talladega former winners, 2-time winner Kyle Busch in the 8. Besides the spring winner at Talladega, Austin Cindric in the 2. Row 3 has a pair of 4s, Ryan Preece in the 60 car and Josh Berry in the 21. Row 4 are playoff drivers, Christopher Bell in the 20 and 3-time Talladega winner Ryan Blaney in the 12 car, with Riley Herbst the rookie with his best qualifying position of his Cup Series career. On his outside is his teammate Bubba Wallace in the 23 car. Row 6 has Alex Bowman in the number 48 Chevrolet. To his outside is Cole Custer in the 41 car. Row 7 has William Byron, who finished 3rd here at last fall, to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Brad Keselowski. To his outside is Chris Buescher in the 17 ride. Row 8 has Tyler Reddick, who won here in the spring of 2024, and alongside him is another 3-time winner here at Talladega, Joey Logano in the 16th position. Row 9 has Denny Hamlin, another former winner here at Talladega, 2-time winner I believe. To his outside is his teammate Ty Gibbs in the 54 car, with Kyle Larson rounding out the top 20 alongside Brad Keselowski, another former Dega winner in the 6th car. Row 11 has Austin Dillon in the number 3 Chevrolet. To his outside is Justin Haley in the number 7 car. Row 12 has Zane Smith, has had some good runs here at Talladega in that 38 Ford, alongside Ross Chastain, who won here in the spring of 2022. Row 13 has Chase Elliott, a 2-time Talladega winner. To his outside is Daniel Suarez in the 99 car. Row 14, Todd Gilliland and John Nemechek, with Ty Dillon and Nemechek's teammate Eric Jones rounding out the top 30. Row 16, Shane Van Gisbergen and Carson Hocevar. Row 17, Austin Hill, who won yesterday's Xfinity race, alongside AJ Allmendinger, who has won here at Talladega in the Xfinity Series. Row 18, Cody Ware and Noah Gragson. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the defending race winner here from last fall, starting alongside Anthony Alfredo in the number 62 car. And rounding out the 40 car lineup is BJ McLeod in the number 78, and making his return to the Cup Series for the first time since Daytona, Casey Mears in the 66. Let's take a look at the odds to win here at Talladega. Now, it's no surprise since it is Talladega Talladega that anybody can win. The best odds are still by a pretty good margin, plus 900 for the best odds of Blaney and Logano, 1,000 for Byron alongside his teammate Chase Elliott. The other HMS car, Kyle Larson, plus 1,400 alongside Austin Cindric. Kind of surprised to see Cindric that far down the running order, considering he is the defending race winner here from the spring event. Brad Keselowski, another driver that's had a lot of wins here at Talladega, plus 1,800, and Denny Hamlin at plus 2,000 alongside Chase Briscoe. Kyle Busch, 2,200 alongside Chris Buescher and Bubba Wallace. Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman at 2,500. Tyler Reddick, Chastain, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at 2,800. And then Priest and McDowell at 3,000, rounding out with Josh Berry. And now it's time for us to make the call. And now it's time for you to make the call. What do you think is going to happen here at Talladega? Since it is Talladega, anything, and I mean anything, can happen. So any opinion, this is probably going to be the first time and only time, either Daytona or Talladega, where literally there's no such thing as a bad or a weird prediction, because really anything can happen. Vince at the helm 6362 says, the way this postseason is going, I fully expect two big ones. First early on in stage 1, and we'll wipe out 1 or 2 playoff guys, no points, and a second before the end, and 3 or 4 more playoff drivers. Ultimately, an underdog gets to win, and we will have 2 drivers in via points for Phoenix. Also, I love the fall Talladega race, always been around Halloween. The real spook of the season, a DNF of the racing season, a DNF this late. Yeah, so yes, always when it comes to Talladega, usually this race, the fall race is much more chaotic than the spring race. The spring race, barely anything happens, so I'm very interested to see what could happen here today. As for, the stage on when the big one could happen, I don't see that happening. I think stage 1 is going to be like what we've always seen at Talladega in this next-gen car. Stage 1, 3-wide, 4-wide racing, but drivers aren't doing it because they're going to be in fuel-saving mode. That's what I expect to see happen. But the big one can occur. I mean, we saw last year the biggest crash in the NASCAR Cup Series. I think 28-something cars, 9 of them were playoff drivers, and by that time, Talladega was part of the round of 12, so 9 of the 12 playoff drivers were involved in that one wreck. So really anything can happen. An underdog win, I mean, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won here last fall, could absolutely happen. A driver that came in second place was Brad Keselowski, so absolutely we could see an underdog race winner here today. Too Fast For You 127 says, I'm at the race. I think a non-playoff driver will win since both Gio and Austin won the other races. I think that trend continues. I also think only 1 or 2 playoff cars will not have issues. Yeah, so kind of bouncing off from what Vincent said. Yeah, I definitely think that there is a strong possibility we could see a lot of playoff cars have issues. That's why I think you look at a guy like Ryan Blaney, minus 31. That's nothing in my opinion, because he can definitely make that up in this race. Same thing with Kyle Larson being plus 30 or however it's plus 35 above the cut line. By no means is he safe, and considering his track record on the super speedways, not the best. So yeah, nobody except your Denny Hamlin, nobody is safe, but also it's a great chance to make up ground or to build a gap. I mean, there's pros and cons. It's like yin and yang when it comes to Talladega. Everyone has a shot of winning. Also, everybody has a shot of wrecking. But as for a non-playoff driver, I mean, yeah, like you said, Austin Hill winning, Gio Ruggiero getting his first career Truck Series win. Great moment for him. Yeah, there's a lot of drivers that are looking at not only their first win as a non-playoff driver, but the first win period. I talked about Zane Smith earlier. You could look at maybe Noah Gragson, who has won here at Talladega, I believe, in the Xfinity Series. There are a lot of potential drivers. Todd Gillen, he's been running very well in that 34 car on the super speedways. There is a great chance we could see that. I mean, there's too many opportunities for so many drivers to have a shot at winning. Motorsports Fan 17 says, I can't help but feel like some kind of controversy might come into play at the finish, and that is the double yellow line screwing over a potential new winner. Yeah, when was the last time we had a playoff? When was the last time we had controversy? I want to say it was 2020 involving Denny Hamlin and Matt DiBenedetto, though. I think that was the last time. With this style of racing, I don't think so. I understand that. Like, I think that's not a bad pick, but I just don't see that happening because of the fact that I think with this style of racing, there's not so many erratic moves. Like in the next gen, or the Gen 6 car, from 2019 to 2021, that style of super speedway racing, you could make so many bold erratic moves because you had so much pace, so much momentum when you're trying to build runs. You could make these incredible moves. You can't really do that in the next gen car. It's like much more methodical, much more slow the moves are, the runs are. I don't know if we're going to see that, but It could happen, but I just think the chances of that are pretty low. And rounding up with Cito1101 says, a playoff spoiler win. That's it. Again, yeah, kind of like bounce out kind of what the other three have said about these storylines coming into this race at Talladega. Two things. Number one, avoid the big one. That's going to be the main key thing, because the big one can happen and will happen. We've always seen that the fall race at Talladega are usually the most chaotic. So yes, you have to consider the big one. You also have to consider the non-playoff drivers that need a win to not only save their season, but possibly their career. You look at a guy like Daniel Suarez. He doesn't have a ride for 2026. A win would for sure help elevate his chances. You look at Justin Haley, that's not going to be a part of Spire in 2026. He needs a ride. He needs a seat. And we know he is pretty good on the super speedways. He's won here in the Xfinity Series at Talladega, has won at Daytona in the Cup Series, as well as the Xfinity Series. So a lot of drivers that are in desperate need to have a win. That's what's going to make this race super chaotic. But when we do take a look at these last 10 different winners, yes, there is that possibility of a non-playoff driver, but you have to consider the Fords, specifically Penske. I mean, Joey Logano is that. I mean, he's 24 points below the cut line, 7th in the playoff grid. This, in my opinion, is a must-win for him. I don't see him, if he leaves Talladega 20 points below the cut line, I don't see him advancing. I don't think he has it at Martinsville. I think Talladega is his best shot. And knowing how much of a loose cannon Logano is, he either is going to win the race or he's going to wreck trying. And I think in the last 10 races at Talladega, he's only had, I think, 1 or 2 top 15 finishes. So Joey Logano is a legit loose cannon. He's either going to win it, being a 3-time winner, or he's going to wreck it. You also have to consider, like I said, Ryan Blaney, a 3-time winner at Talladega. 2 of his 3 wins happened in the playoff races. So you also have to look at that 2019 and 2023. A driver that is 31 points below the cut line. He is last. We know how good the Fords are. Austin Cindric will definitely help either the 12 or the 22, depending on how the situation comes. Those drivers I would really take a look at. Hendrick, it depends on the day. I mean, yes, William Byron does have the best average finish out of anybody at Talladega with a 7th place finish in the last 10 races. 7 races, 5 top 10s. Extremely consistent. Finished 3rd here last fall. So definitely is a driver I would look at in terms of being there at the end. Chase Elliott, a bit hit or miss. Kyle Larson, more likely he's going to miss. I mean, it really just depends. And then you look at the Toyotas. Denny Hamlin, we know he's safe. Ty Gibbs, he just wants to win. Bell and Briscoe, they're in weird positions since they are in the playoffs currently at the moment. They're not safe by any means. Plus 20, I think plus 15 for Bell and Briscoe respectively. So they're going to probably be a bit more conservative with this race. Regardless, there's a lot of different storylines, a lot of different things to look at. But it will be interesting to see how this race plays out because it's going to start off slow. Stage 1 is going to be all about fuel saving. And then the intensity is just going to ramp up as we get closer to the end of the race. As we take a look at my fantasy lineup, it's just random at this point because I do got William Byron. I got him. I got Austin Cindric and his teammate Ryan Blaney. I got Daniel Suarez, just whatever. Same thing with Zane Smith. And in my garage, I got Carson Hocevar because why the hell not? The pick that I have for winning this race, I have no idea. I have no idea who's going to win this race. I am not going to try to pick. I will say this, I think a Chevy is going to win. I think a Chevy is going to win. Not saying who because I have no idea what's going to happen. But what are your thoughts on this race? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Jet from MBK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.